Mr. Knoll, as chief forensics expert, what evidence was there to suggest that someone else was present on the night of the murder?
Well, we found an article of clothing and other items which indicated a woman had been in his office that night.
Were you able to lift fingerprints from the murder scene?
Yes, we were.
Did any of those fingerprints match those of the defendant, Andrea Tobias?
Yes, they did.
Your witness.
Mr. Knoll, if anyone else's fingerprints found at the scene of the crime?
Yes, there were a few.
And to whom did they belong?
Well, some were never identified. Others belonged to people who worked here in this building.
Such as?
Well, Mr. Mayron's secretary, of course, and his clerk, and yours, I believe, and her honors.
Her honors?
Yes.
Any indication whatsoever that the earring in this bag belongs to Andrea Tobias?
Well, there are traces of fingerprints on the surface of the earring, but as yet the tests have been inconclusive.
Please answer the question, Mr. Knoll. Is there any factual indication?
No, not as yet, no.
You know, Jim, I'm very good with theory. That's why I became a teacher. But when it comes to some practical matters, I'm absolutely useless, especially tinkering with something as complex as an automobile. So when it comes to automotive vibration, you are now the expert.
Well, I can't book a talking parrot. They're a dime a dozen.
But he doesn't just talk. He can read. Here, let me show you.
Save big on Mercury Sable. Price of Grand Marquis this week.
Make him read the front page.
I can't. He gets depressed.
Super savings on Lincoln Town Car.
And look at the price of this cougar.
He has a little problem with cats.
Proposal C guarantees state reimbursement to local schools for funds lost during this cut, but it has no provision on how those funds will be raised. It does not reimburse revenue lost due to the cap.
People in Michigan can find a few things to disagree about. But there's one thing they can always agree on. Verners.
Our purpose in doing this is to expose, discuss, and qualify those classic and sometimes not so classic myths about life in the kitchen. There's, of course, no grade, but you can grade yourself if you so desire. Hopefully, we'll all come away with a better idea of what kind of coordination it takes to smoothly run a food and beverage operation. So, here goes.
I guess what I need to know is how this electronic transmission is different from the AOD and other transmissions in the past. You've told me a little bit about the converter. Maybe you can tell me in a little bit more detail what the converter does and how it's changed.